Good morning, students. So today I am going to explaining the important topics regarding 10th class biology of Telangana state. So the 10th class biology consists to total 10 chapters. From 10 chapters, the major chapters are up to 6. So the first chapter is nutrition, second chapter is respiration, third chapter circulation, fourth chapter excretion, fifth chapter coordination, sixth reproduction, seventh coordination in life process, eighth heredity and evolution, ninth our environment, 10th natural resources. So in examination level, major chapters which cover nearly 30 marks up to 6 chapters. So major questions up to 6. So the important chapters are nutrition, respiration, circulation, excretion, coordination, and reproduction. Whereas sometimes heredity and evolution also it is the important chapter in 10th class biology. So now let us discuss briefly and in a chapter from where they should take the important topics to cover in examination level, that is question answer. So now the first unit or first chapter, that is nutrition. You know that it is most important chapter in 10th class. That is the reason given in the placed as a first, as a chapter, first chapter. So nutrition already it is that nutrition is nothing but the procurement of nutrients is called nutrition, or the gathering of nutrients is called nutrition. So it is the most important life process among all living organisms. So generally in nutrition, in lower classes we studied it is a two types, autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. So here the autotrophic nutrition means, here auto means self, tropic means food. The green plants they prepare their own food by using sunlight in the presence of chlorophyll. By taking water and carbon dioxide from atmosphere, they prepare their own food, that is called autotrophic nutrition. So all green plants can take water from ground, carbon dioxide from atmosphere, in the presence of sunlight with the help of chlorophyll. They prepare their own food is called autotrophic nutrition. Whereas another kind of nutrition, that is heterotrophic nutrition. Hetero means different, and trophic means food. So here the organisms which depends on autotrophic organisms for food are known as heterotrophic nutrition. So now let us go through the, this is it is a choice to come in examination level, autotrophic nutrition. Next go to the here in this page. So what is the important, that photosynthesis is a most important life process in this universe, because of it providing food and making survival of the organism by liberating the oxygen. So that is the reason it is called the universal food providers for all living organisms. So the most important another topic, the topic is here about one of the major scientists, Van Helmont. So he concluded that water should play major role during photosynthesis here. So this is most important. It is choice to come in the choose the correct answers, that is in bit paper. Who said and the important of water in photosynthesis? Van Helmont. This is also next. Go to the photosynthesis. Here this picture you can see that sometimes in bit paper this picture will give and also ask that This picture is indicate that A, photosynthesis, B, respiration, C, digestion, D, excretion, like that. So this is, you can see that sunlight and focusing on the plant and leaf. So carbon dioxide and oxygen, chlorophyll and water. So these are the reactants regarding photosynthesis. So that it seems to be, this picture is indicate that photosynthesis. Then we will conclude. So this type of questions also will come in the examination level, especially in the bit paper. So next, another important topic. Let us go to the, uh, here it is important, and there will be, you can see that this is the chemical equation of the photosynthesis. Here two equations are there. So this is the normal, normal uh, chemical equation regarding photosynthesis. So this is, it indicates that what are the reactants and what are the products in the photosynthesis, it indicate. So there will be a carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, and chlorophyll. These are the reactants which require to carry out photosynthesis. So whereas carbohydrate, water, and oxygen, these three are products. So it indicates these three are products. So let us go to that. What is the, which carbohydrate? You can see that water and oxygen. Let us go to that, especially here glucose. Carbon dioxide is converted into glucose. So here another important topic which will come in examination level, CB Vanil. So he is the first and most important scientist because of he proved the photosynthesis chemical equation regarding reactants and products, especially he has taken the purple sulfur bacteria and instead of water he used purple sulfur bacteria. And that is the reason. So instead of water he has taken, so from the water there will be a oxygen is released when the water is participating in the photosynthesis. After breakdown, oxygen is liberated. So that he concluded that whatever oxygen is liberated in the photosynthesis, which is comes from water. So he conducted the experiment by taking the purple sulfur reactor, and he given conclusion. So instead of, because of he used the purple sulfur bacteria, instead of oxygen, it liberated, that is the product is sulfur. So, okay. So this is important about scientist in examination level, especially choose the correct answers. So next go to the, this is the complete chemical equation. So how many molecules of carbon dioxide participating, how many water molecules are participating, and the light, chlorophyll, what are the products are forming, name of the products in the photosynthesis. So this is most important chemical equation. This is also comes in choose the correct answers, means bit paper. So sometimes they give only reactants and they may kept blanks, three products. So sometimes they give three products and kept blanks, reactants. So here we can divide into two parts. The chemical equation of the photosynthesis, two parts. One part is the reactants part. One part is the reactant part. Another part is the product part. Product parts. So when we go to the reactant parts, number one reactant is carbon dioxide. Number two reactant is water. Number three reactant is light. Number four reactant is chlorophyll. So these are the four reactants required to carry out photosynthesis. Let us go to the products. There will be three products in the photosynthesis. Number one, glucose, nothing but carbohydrate. Number two, water. Number three, oxygen. So this is okay. Now let us go to the, how many molecules of reactants are participating, how many products are forming. So molecules, so let us go to the here. There will be, because of we are going to discussing the complete chemical equation. there is a need to discuss the how many carbon dioxide molecules. So here 6 carbon dioxide molecules are participating, and 12 molecules of water molecules are participating, and sunlight chlorophyll. Whereas how many glucose molecules are forming means only one glucose molecule is forming. Only one glucose. There is a question. If 6 CO2s are participate, how many glucose molecules are released? So only one. So that there is a question. If 6 molecules of carbon glucose molecular to form, how many carbon dioxide? So there will be a, we can say 12. So similarly, how many water molecules are releasing 6? How many oxygen molecules? So 6. So one glucose molecule, 6 molecules of water, 6 molecules of oxygen. These is the number of products. So this is important, the chemical equation. So there is a different way to ask in examination level. Another major important topic here. This is important. Why? Because in 10th class biology, the first experiment, the first activity, starch test. So after completion of photosynthesis, so how can we conclude starch is forming in the green leaves? For this purpose, we should carry out or conduct the starch test. So to test the carbohydrate in the leaves. So this is also most important experiment, from which also number of questions in the bit paper, like what is which indicator we used to test the carbohydrates, means iodine reagent we used to test the presence of starch. So sometimes they may ask short answer question, what are the apparatus which we use in the starch test? This is also, you can take a beaker, water, leaf, methylated spirit, test tube, iron vase, tripod stand, Bunsen burner, whereas iodine indication and petri dish. So these are the apparatus which we need to conduct the starch test. So next, another important one, factors are affecting essential for photosynthesis. Here factors, when we discuss many factors, for example, if the plant is said to be having more number of leaves and broad leaves, then that plant is carried out more photosynthesis, whereas less number of leaves and smaller in size, they should not, they carried out less rate of photosynthesis. So the rate of photosynthesis is determine the number of leaves and size of the leaf, and also the presence of water and carbon dioxide also most important to carry out photosynthesis. Here this is most important. Previous what we discussed, the chemical equation, the complete equation of photosynthesis, which was given by the CB1L. CB1L. So what we read, that is 6CO2 plus 12H2O light, and gives rise to light and chlorophyll. C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. That is given by CB1L. So water and photosynthesis. So to carry out photosynthesis, water is most important. That is keep in mind. Water is should play major role. And air are, you know that air, it is a composition of several gases, carbon dioxide, oxygen. So these should play major role. If the more amount of carbon dioxide and also the rate of photosynthesis increases, so air is also should play major role. But here it is important, and during photosynthesis, that is oxygen is liberated. So that what is the importance of oxygen And what is the which gas is playing major role to surviving of and to carry out photosynthesis. So here there will be a most important experiment, that is bell jar experiment. Bell jar experiment. So bell jar experiment mainly conducted by Joseph Priestley. Bell jar experiment conducted Joseph Priestley, and he has take and the name. This is important to that gas, which the gas which is released at the end of the photosynthesis, that is oxygen. The oxygen name was coined by Lavoisier. So whatever released during photosynthesis, that gas discovered by Priestley, but name was given by Lavoisier. So Priestley discovered the gas, whereas Lavoisier given the name that gas as a oxygen. That we have to. So Joseph Priestley conducted which experiment? Bell jar experiment. By taking this bell jar, and so this is the bell jar. So here see that four conditions. In first condition he kept the candle. In second condition he kept the candle and rat. In third, what's happening? Candle put off and the rat died. Whereas in fourth he kept a potted plant. Because of keeping the potted plant, candle is continuous glowing and the rat is moving, means surviving because of plants carrying out the photosynthesis and releasing the oxygen. This oxygen is glowing of candle and survival of the rat. This is the bell jar experiment was conducted by the Joseph Priestley. This is activity 2. So this is very very important, and off leaf experiment. Carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. That is the reason we written in the chemical equation first only 6 molecules of CO2, because of carbon dioxide is more important to carry out photosynthesis. So how can we prove that is carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis? So this experiment was conducted by the moles. That is why he kept his name moles off leaf. So why off leaf? This experiment called because of he used to conduct this experiment only off leaf only. So that he kept this name moles off leaf experiment. So here let us go to this picture is important because of in this sometimes they ask in choose the correct answers. So keep this. You can see that the potted plant mainly sometimes operators moles off leaf experiment who conducted moles by taking off leaf. By which purpose? To prove the carbon dioxide is essential for photosynthesis. So here let us take the healthy potted plant which is having long and narrow leaves. Long and narrow leaf. Why? Because off leaf we have to kept in the wide mouthed big sized glass bottle, remaining of keep outside. So this is keep up to 6 to 8 hours, and before inserting the leaf of leaf we have to pour the KOH. This is also comes in examination level. What is the role of KOH? So whatever carbon dioxide present in the wide mouthed bottle which is absorbs, so on experiment will be go on. So after 8 hours, let us take out the leaf and test the leaf which is inside the bottle. So the leaf inside the bottle does not turns into blue black. Why? Because there is no carbon dioxide. The part of the leaf which is outside the bottle, it receiving carbon dioxide so that it turns into blue black color. So by this segment, we conclude that carbon dioxide is essential to carry out photosynthesis. So these keep in mind KOH The role of KOH to absorb the carbon dioxide present in the wide-mouthed glass bottle. And the light and photosynthesis. Light also most important factor to carried out to photosynthesis. So mainly to prove the light is essential. So John Ingenhousz, he is a Dutch scientist to know about the mainly he noticed that the plants from oxygen only in the presence of light. So this sentence indicates that plants release oxygen only in the presence of light. So another important one, another important experiment, that is during photosynthesis, how oxygen is liberated, that we can prove by taking hydrilla plant, that is aquatic plant. With, so oxygen is liberated during photosynthesis. To prove this one, we use the aquatic plant, that is hydrilla. Aquatic plant, that is hydrilla. So this is important in examination level. And another scientist came forward, Engelmann. He detected the maximum rate of photosynthesis. He used to a group of algae and exposed to different colors of light. So the colors that we see in a rainbow, you know that he given most important. So photosynthesis carried out by using the sunlight. So light generally consists of the photons, tiny particles of light is called photons. But in light there will be a, it is a electromagnetic radiation which consists of several types of rays: alpha, beta, gamma, X-ray, infrared, and visible, from which only visible light is essential to carry out photosynthesis. So in visible light, when you see that visible light consists of 7 colors, that is with GR, VI, GY, OR, with GR. Visible light consists of 7 colors with GR: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So that the main photosynthesis is carried out in blue and red. So green color is rejected by the plant. So there is a question, why the plants are green color? So because of plants, they may reject the green so that they appear green in color. Plant spots especially remain, all colors are absorbed, all types of lights absorbed by the plant. So he used the oxygen sensitive bacteria, found that they crowd around areas limited with bright red and blue rays. So this is just now I explained. More rate of photosynthesis is occurred in red and blue rays. Why? Because green light is reflected by the plant, remaining all light rays are absorbed by the plant. This is the, by this experiment we can conclude that the important characteristic feature of the light in the photosynthesis. So keep in your mind, plants are green because they reflect the green light. Remaining colors all absorbed by the plant. So this is you have to keep in your mind. Engelmann, scientist Engelmann, he used the algae for in which light mainly photosynthesis is occurred. He concluded that. So what he has taken the algae crowded mainly in which lights means red and blue. So this is you have to keep in your mind. And this is the how can we prove the oxygen is liberated during photosynthesis? This is also most important. So just now I said this is to conduct Adela experiment. We need these apparatus, wide and big sized beaker and test tube, thistle funnel and Hydrilla plant tubes and also glowing matchsticks are needed. This is here you can see that gas bubbles are coming from the twigs of the hydrilla while carrying out photosynthesis. So by this we should conclude that during photosynthesis oxygen is liberated. And sunlight is necessary. This is another experiment. So this is also called sunscreen experiment, light screen experiment. So sunlight is essential for photosynthesis to prove this experiment. So here this is you can see that we need a potted plant and having broad leaves and one light screen which is having cut design. Here black paper they have taken and they removed the alphabet S-shaped cardboard or paper and remaining parts are covered black paper and so after attaching screen on the leaf after 8 hours you can see that the part of the leaf which covered the black paper does not turns into blue black color. The part of the leaf which receives the sunlight in S shape and whereas another parts turns into blue color because of these parts received the sunlight. This part is not received the sunlight. The part of the leaf which received the sunlight turns into blue color. The part of the leaf is not received the sunlight, not turns into blue color. So this is important to prove the sunlight is essential during photosynthesis. And another important chlorophyll and photosynthesis. You know that chlorophyll is the most important pigment to carry out photosynthesis because of chlorophyll pigment only have the ability to capture the sunlight. To capture the sunlight, photosynthesis is important. Sorry, chlorophyll is important. So that the John Ingenhousz found out to more photosynthesis carried out to several experiments. He proposed that only green parts, not all parts, only green parts. Ingenhousz concluded that this is also choice to come in examination level as I choose the correct answers. Who concluded only green parts of plant carried out photosynthesis means Ingenhousz. And he established and another important topic here. Ingenhousz proposition becomes possible in the air. So it is important. Chlorophyll obtained by Pelletier and Caventus. Pelletier and Caventus. An extract of the green colored substance and named it chlorophyll, meaning green leaf. So the chlorophyll pigment first extracted by two scientists, namely Pelletier and Caventus. Pelletier and Caventus. This is also comes in examination as a bit or choose the correct answer. So chlorophyll pigment first extracted by the two scientists, namely Pelletier and Caventus.